There is a house that has remained standing for more than 140 years. It never used pumps, chemical sprays, or waterproofing membranes, and inside that house, there's not a single stain of mold. Not in the bathroom, not in the kitchen, not on the walls below ground level. The family that built it never called a contractor. They never bought modern waterproofing products. They only used one ingredient that cost almost nothing, an ingredient that a $12 billion industry preferred to bury, because what cannot be sold does not generate profits, and what does not generate profits usually disappears from common knowledge. This is the story of the secret of lime, a secret that many Amish houses still preserve and one reason why the industry needs you to remain ignorant. Welcome to Forbidden House Vault. Subscribe and activate the bell now. Here we uncover what the construction industry decided to hide. In 1842, a young Amish builder named Samuel built his first house. This happened in Lancaster County. Samuel was only 23 years old. He had no power tools, no synthetic materials, and the nearest hardware store was more than 80 kilometers away. The only thing he had was a family recipe, a recipe passed down by his grandfather. It was so simple that it fit on a single handwritten line. Slake the lime, mix the ash, apply the mixture to every wall. Samuel's house was completed before the first frost of that year. More than 180 years later, the house is still standing. And it is not a museum, it is a house where people still live. The walls have no mold, no dark stains, and show no signs of deterioration. The secret was never the structure of the house. The secret was the lime treatment applied before living in it. A three-stage process. A process that creates a barrier that mold cannot pass through. A barrier so effective that material scientists study it today. And a barrier that the waterproofing industry has ignored for decades. The Amish did not invent the use of lime. They simply preserved the method. The Romans used hydrated lime in public buildings as early as 50 BC. The walls of the Colosseum still resist moisture 2,000 years later. In medieval Europe, churches applied lime every year to their interior walls, not for aesthetics, but to permanently prevent mold. In 1493, a monk named Frauke documented this method. He wrote that walls treated with lime never developed black rot. This knowledge traveled through Europe with migration. German settlers brought it to Pennsylvania in the 10th century. The Amish preserved it while the rest of the world abandoned it because the Amish do not abandon methods that work. Now let's see why lime works from a chemical point of view. When hydrated lime is mixed with water, it forms calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide has a pH of approximately 12.4. Mold cannot survive in environments with a pH above 8.5. That means a surface treated with lime becomes an impossible environment for mold. It does not reduce it, it eliminates it completely. A 2011 study from the University of Bath confirmed this. Researchers tested walls treated with lime against 6 types of mold. No growth was observed in any sample treated with lime. Modern control products showed mold again in only 90 days. The lime-treated samples showed no growth after a full 3 years. 3 years without mold in a material. That costs almost nothing. Now compare that with modern sprays that promise protection for barely 90 days. But the chemistry of lime goes further. Lime also reacts with carbon dioxide in the air. That process is called carbonation. The lime transforms again into calcium carbonate. It is exactly the same compound that forms natural limestone. That means a wall treated with lime becomes stronger over time. Modern products crack, peel off, and require constant reapplication. Lime does the opposite. It hardens and integrates with the wall. In 1996, the Technical University of Munich studied a farm in Bavaria. The farm had been treated with lime in the year 1570. The lime coating was harder than the original stone underneath. Centuries of carbonation had strengthened the surface. No modern synthetic product can claim anything similar. So the important question arises, why does almost nobody use lime today? The answer begins in 1952. After the Second World War, synthetic waterproofing compounds appeared. Companies like Dow Chemical and BASF had patents on those products. Every product sold generated licenses and profits, but lime cannot be patented. It is calcium hydroxide, a natural compound present on Earth for billions of years. It cannot belong to any company, and that is why it began to disappear from professional knowledge. The industry did not openly ban lime. They did something more effective. They slowly removed it from manuals and building codes. In 1958, the use of lime was removed from several technical standards, not because it failed, not because it was dangerous, but because it did not generate sales. By 1970, most contractors only knew synthetic products. Lime disappeared from construction schools, disappeared from manuals, disappeared from professional memory. Meanwhile, the waterproofing industry grew into a multi-billion-dollar business. Today, the average homeowner spends about $420 a year on mold. In 30 years, that adds up to more than $12,000. A complete lime treatment costs less than $60, applied only once with protection that lasts for decades. That is why this knowledge was buried. A 2019 report from the Environmental Protection Agency showed something concerning. 47% of homes in the United States have active mold. After half a century of waterproofing products, the products control the problem but never eliminate it completely. Because a solved problem means losing customers. The Amish never accepted that model. They never believed that protecting a house should require constantly buying products. In Pennsylvania and Indiana, lime is applied in almost every Amish house. The entire community gathers to do it in a single day, without contractors, without commercial products. In 2017, a professor from Penn State University studied this phenomenon. He analyzed 46 houses built between 1910 and 1980. 39 of those houses had no active mold at all. The other 7 only had mold where the lime had been removed, exactly in areas renovated with modern materials. The conclusion was clear. Surfaces treated with lime completely resisted mold. Modern surfaces showed normal vulnerability. The data was published, but the industry ignored it. If you want to apply this in your own house, here's the process. Buy hydrated lime or calcium hydroxide. A 50-pound bag costs between $8 and $12. Mix 1 part lime with 3 parts water. Stir until the mixture is uniform. It should look like liquid white paint. Apply the mixture to clean walls with a brush or roller. Apply at least 3 coats. Let each coat dry before applying the next one. In basements, start from the floor upward. Pay attention to corners and joints between the wall and floor. That is the point where moisture usually enters. Let the final coat cure for 72 hours. Over time, the surface will harden. After months, the wall will feel like stone because chemically it has become stone. One application, decades of protection, a cost so low that it seems absurd. And the industry has known it for more than 70 years. This knowledge never disappeared. It simply remained in Amish walls, waiting for someone to reopen the vault. If this video helped you, subscribe and share it with one person. Every time someone shares this knowledge, history comes back into the light. The link is in the description or scan the code on the screen. The next vault opens soon, and what it contains will be even more shocking. King.